Hello and welcome to the first video for BMGS Tech, the YouTube channel of the Art and Design Department of Blue Mountains Grammar School. In our first series we're going to explore 1-2-3D design, which we're going to use to 3D model accessories for 3D printing. First thing we need to learn is how to control the camera. Clicking and dragging on the view cube will orbit the camera. You can also click on any of the surfaces or the arrows around them to orient the camera that way. If you're using a mouse, it's much easier. Hold down the right hand button and drag to orbit the camera. Scroll the mouse wheel in or out to zoom, and hold the mouse wheel down and drag to pan. If you ever move the camera to an awkward position and it's difficult to see your work, simply come up to the top and click the home button to restore the camera. The first tools we're going to use are all for 2D shapes, as if we were drawing on a piece of paper, and they're all found underneath the sketch menu. Whichever one we select, the process is always the same. We're going to start with Polyline, which just means line. The first thing we need to do is click on a grid, sketch or solid face to start sketching. What the program is trying to ask is for us to click where we would like to draw. At this stage we don't have anything except a grid, so we'll click on that. Polyline Tool works by clicking in a series of points to draw straight lines to join them up. You'll also note that measurements come up on the screen. So from this point onwards, I can simply start typing with the keyboard and then clicking to put in something at an exact measurement. Other useful tools are the rectangle tool. When you go back and select a different tool, it's very important to then click on the previous sketch you were just working on instead of the grid, otherwise the two sketches will be separate. Note the green outline to say we're working on the old sketch. Rectangle tool goes from corner to corner to draw our shape. The circle and ellipse tools are for drawing round objects. Once again, we click on the sketch to say we want to add to it. We click the center and then the diameter with our last click. To do parts of curves, we have two options. We have 2 and 3 point arc tools. The 3 point arc tool is a little bit easier to use. For it, we click the start and end of the arc with the third click setting how big the diameter is. If we want a more organic curve, we can use the Spline tool. The Spline tool works by clicking a series of dots, and as you can see, the program is trying its best to smooth out the curve between them. Click the tick when you're done. We now have a 2D shape, but there's lots of overlapping and messy parts. One other tool from the sketch menu is very handy for cleaning this up. It's called the trim tool. After we select it, we'll once again have to click on the sketch that we want to work on. Now when we hover the mouse over certain parts, they'll turn red, and clicking them will delete those shapes. We can use it to tidy up various lines to finish off our shape. Much better. Now we have a 3D shape